Hey guys, this is Gloria. So I wanted to share with you guys a quick tutorial on the silhouette Cameo. Um, I contacted AccuCuts as well as Sizzix because I wanted a die that would, that I can cut on my machine, that I can cut some medium weight chipboard. Well, AccuCut told me that they don't make dies for my machine. And then Sizzix, the first quote that I got without even seeing a drawing or image or anything of what I wanted, they told me that that die would cost me about $300. And at this point, I don't think that I want to invest in a $300 die for my business or for personal use. So I set out to try to figure out how I can actually accomplish what I wanted to accomplish without having to pay as much as they wanted me to pay. So I went to my Cameo and I went to Silhouette to see if I could find something that was comparable to what I wanted. So let me share with you guys what I located. So I'm going to take you to the Silhouette online store, which is this. And I found this sewing machine image by Lonnie Stevens. And it's called Sewing Machine with Thread. The ID number is 30133. So I use that because it's a very basic shape of a sewing machine, but still a nice, like I was looking for nice round oval type of shape. I like this one as well, and this one probably would have worked well, too, and I may try to cut this one day, but I went with the other one by Lonnie Stevens, this one here. So let me show you, this is my my library, and these are all my recent downloads. So as you can see, this is the sewing machine here that I'm going to use today. So what you have to do is double click on the image that you want and it brings it right to your mat. But I don't want this little tail piece here. So the first thing that I need to do is get rid of that tail piece. I'm going to just zoom in so that you guys can see it better. And what I'm going to do, and what was easiest for me, was to click on this eraser tool right here. And as you can see on this side of the screen, the eraser tool can take on all different shapes, these 6 different shapes. I'm going to use the middle circle, and I'm just going to hold down my mouse and just drag it on the middle circle, trying to get both of those lines at the same time. And I'm actually going to take it through my sewing machine. Okay, so I go back to my arrow just so that I won't mess anything up, and as you can see now the little tail piece is gone, but I need to close this space here. So the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to go right here, and this is my draw a line tool. So I'm going to click on that, and now my mouse becomes a line tool. So what I do is I go beyond the break into the image itself, and I click and I drag the line below the break. Okay, and as you can see, I just put a line straight down. So now the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to my arrow, which is my select tool, and I'm going to select that line that I just drew. I'm going to hold down shift and I'm going to click on my main image. When I do that, both images are now selected on my mat. I'm going to go to object, and I'm going to go to modify, and I'm going to click on weld. Once I do that, both of these pieces should weld together, and as you can see, there's a straight line here, no gap. Now this piece here I can actually delete because I don't need it anymore. So now this cuts out this entire shape. So let me zoom back out. Now that works for any part of this shape. If I wanted to cut off this needle part, I could cut that part off, because I'm going to tell you guys, I cut out lightweight chipboard on my Cameo, and it did struggle a bit. I had to do 2 passes. My blade had to be at 10, and I had to do a speed of 1, which is very slow, and a pressure of 33, I believe. And you know, it worked, but it's very tough on your machine. But just in case you wanted to do it, and I also used a brand new blade and a brand new cutting mat. So I think that that was key as well, because you need something that's gonna hold down that chipboard really firmly to your mat. So anyway, that is what I did, and this is now going to be the face of my album. So the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to do an offset of this particular piece, because this is the face, but I don't want this as being the pages because there's no place for me to put pictures here. And of course my album is not going to be this large because I want to be able to use a 6x6 paper pad in order to cover the pieces. So the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the offset window, and I always forget where that is, so bear with me. Oh, I think it's here at this little door. So it's the little door piece right here, and it says open the offset window when you click it. So my image is selected already, and I'm just going to click the first button here that says offset. And when you do that, it offsets it at a 0.250, which works really well for me. So I like that. Now you can make it larger or smaller depending on your preference, but I like that particular size. Right now it's on round, which I really like. I don't want to do corner. This is what corner looks like. But as you can see, the edges are more sharp, and with working with chipboard on your Cameo, you want to reduce those sharp edges as much as you can, because the machine has a little bit of a problem trying to cut very, very sharp edges on thicker material. So I'm going to change it back to round, and now it's rounded out. And as you can see, it's two pieces, which that's what I want. But now I also want to take away this piece here. Now you can do that in more than one way. The way that I chose to do it was I chose to erase this line right in here, which once I erased it, it was gone. I didn't need it anymore. I was cool. Or you can click on your cut style, which is here, and you could click this piece. Well, you would have to go object and release compound path. And as you can see now, this part is here, and you could say no cut, and it won't cut that particular piece out. Or you could delete it, and it's just deleted off of there. Or what I did was, let me just go back so that I can show you what I did. So what I did was I just took this particular area, and I used my erase tool, and again I just erased what I didn't want. Very, very simple, really easy to remember. And so now it's gone. So now this produces a place for me to put photos, journaling spots, or whatever. And again, it's the offset of my original image. So now that becomes my inside pages. Now one thing that you can do at this point is you can do a circle right here, where your machine will cut out a circle. Again, because I'm using chipboard, I did not want to stress my machine any more than what it was already, so I just left it blank. But I did put a I used my crop-a-dile and put a hole right here, and that's how I binded this album together. Now the last thing that you need to do is you need to put this back in its place. You need to select the inner piece as well as the outer piece, and I'm just holding down shift and I'm clicking on the outer piece. So now both pieces are together, and because the outer piece is the larger piece, it's going to represent the larger piece in the measurements here and here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to scale this all the way down until it gets beneath the 6 inches that I need it to be. So I didn't make it that small, but I think I made it about 5.87 or 81, something like that. As long as it's smaller, this part here is smaller than a 6-inch square, then you're fine, and you can actually use that, like I said, a 6x6 pad to cover your pages and your front of your album. So that is all that I did, guys, and now it's ready to be cut out. You could copy this one and paste it. All I did was I hit Control C, and copied it, and then Control V, and I pasted it there. And then you could put this here, and then you could Command V and put another page there if you like. Well, this one doesn't really fit too well, but you get my understanding, or my example. So that's how you could do it. So now you'll have 3 pages on one 12 by 12 sheet of paper, and you'll also have the face front here. And you just cut this out twice, because I think I did 6 pages and 1 cover page, and then you're all set. So that is about it. So I hope that you guys understood. I hope that you guys are staying warm today. We actually had a snow day today. The kids were out of school, and they're also going to be out of school on tomorrow. But unfortunately, I have to go to work tomorrow. So I have to brave the cold. But it's really, really, really cold here, guys. Really cold. And I'm in Illinois, and they normally do not do snow days unless it's really, really hazardous, because we're used to the snow. We're used to the inclement weather. And so, yeah, so that's what's going on now. So I hope that everybody is staying safe and warm. And if you guys have any questions or comments, please leave them down below, and I'll get back with you as soon as I possibly can. And by the way, I will be putting 3 of these sets in the shop. I've only cut 3 so far. I'm gonna see how my machine does, if but like I said, it's kind of hard on the machine, so I don't want to commit to a whole bunch of sets and end up breaking my machine or something like that. So until I can get me a die, this is what I'll be using. All right, guys, so take care. Bye.